Hey, what's up guys? I'm Brandon Rahe from Go Headquarters Gym in St. Augustine, Florida, and today we are reviewing some gym fail videos. So we've got some things here that are maybe a little on the unsafe side and some things that are just on the funny side. So let's get you started. Okay, let's check that back out. So big old back squat, clearly big old boy getting a kind of a quarter rep in, not a full squat. We've got a lot of weight loaded on the bar and, you know, small homeboy as a spotter, so that's not going to work. If he was actually intending on spotting him, that was going to fail immediately. We need guys on both ends of the bars here, plus a guy in the back position. So the spotting scenario is terrible to start. I'm going to scrub forward just a little bit. So he hits a squat that's, you know, not even half depth. I mean, I would call that like a quarter rep. And who knows how much the spotter was assisting on that anyway. But when the bar comes up, so during the whip of the bar, so bars are meant to have whip, right? So they have this certain amount of bounce to them. Like when you receive a clean, like in a clean and jerk, the bar oscillates to a point, and that's what we call whip. And this bar has a little moment of whip when he comes up and locks it out, and it bounces a little bit, and during that whip it snaps. Super scary. That's obviously not supposed to happen, so maybe that's a cheap barbell and he's got it loaded beyond its max. Clean break, and thankfully the weights just disperse. I mean, just textbook perfect, just parting outside the cage even. So it looks like these guys get out unscathed on this. Nobody's cut by the barbell or took a shot to the face. The spotter was probably at just as much risk here as anybody. Looks like they got out all right. Eesh. Spotting guys, proper spotting. But yeah, you don't want that to happen on the regular, that's for sure. That's a scary moment. I've never seen that happen in person. Let's check the next one. Oh, okay, let's back that up. So, all right, we've got homeboy in, you know, probably in the living room or something. It looks like he has a tapestry in the background, which is phenomenal. The tapestry's killing me. So, all right, we've got the old school squat stands, the bucket, Home Depot bucket with some 2x4s or 4x4s. Those are legit, by the way. I've made those in the past, and they can actually work when you're using them correctly and, you know, not lifting at your max. I don't recommend exceeding your limits, especially without a spotter and on like kind of shady equipment like he's got. So anyway, going for a bench press, it looks like he's at a decline actually. His feet look anchored. If you look low at his feet at his sock line. So I think he's doing a slight decline, which is a hard one to get out of because you can't get the bar to your stomach as easily as on a flat bench. You know, it wants to go up towards your head and neck on the decline more than on the flat bench. So he gets stuck in a low stick position. He goes for the side tilt, which isn't a bad method, right? That's actually a method you would want to use, especially without clips. But then, and he gets the bar, the weighted section to the floor, so it looks like he's on his way out. But then to add insult to injury, he bumps the stand, and the stand falls on his head. So that's funny. I don't know how heavy his stands were. The buckets are usually filled with concrete, so they can actually be kind of heavy and pretty stout. That looked really light, so he maybe took some shortcuts on the design there. So anyway. Oh, that stuff's funny. So use a spotter when you're bench pressing, kids. All right, next up. Boxer shorts. Oh, okay. He looks like he's all right. So we've got the boxer short routine. We've got the hair in a partial bun anyway. Not even a full commitment there on the bun. Maybe he's still working on that. Looks like we're going for a, you know, standing back flip, standing back tuck, and the classic midair bailout. So this is exactly what everyone that is teaching a backflip is concerned about when their athlete is going to do a backflip, is that they're just going to not commit and they're going to bail out halfway through, and this is exactly how that goes. There's only one result there, and it's some sort of neck breaker, back breaker, result. And that's exactly what you see here. So he goes up, he's got plenty of height. I mean, the leg power that he demonstrates is more than enough. He's got plenty of height. He's way up in the air, but he didn't commit at all to it. And so you see it play out here. Gets just upside down, boom, definitely lands on his kind of upper back, neck, based on that trajectory. So, use crash pads like you're supposed to in gymnastics work on the floor, and use a spotter until you're really ready and you've developed all the prerequisite skills to go to this. Otherwise, you're probably going to do 10 of these before you learn your lesson. Good times, good times. All right, next up, what do we got? Okay, guy working out with his girlfriend. We've got squats, back squats in a squat cage. He's got the pin set, the safety pin set pretty high. So that's a safe parameter. It's a big cage that can catch a lot of scenarios. I don't know about his outfit though. Slightly concerning. Not lifting shoes, tank top. And oh boy. Oh, he's out of the cage at this point. We are, I don't know what exercise that is, but that is not a back squat. So let's rewind that just a little bit. So he's doing some sort of dynamic move, I guess. I don't know if this is intended or he just doesn't know better. So you can do dynamic exercise where the whole goal is speed. So it's a lighter loading and you're trying to increase your force production because of the speed of the movement, of the lift. So in this case, he's demonstrating that, but in really poor and pathetic fashion at the very top of the squat. I mean, that's clearly where we are our strongest, right? Is when we're up at full extension, when we're not down at the bottom. Why he's popping the way he's popping and almost going too far with his extension, like slight hyperextension, and it's causing him to become weightless and shift backwards. This is comical at best. His girl, I gotta be honest, his girl's probably really embarrassed. And you poor girlfriends that deal with boyfriends like this and you just like can't say anything because you want to support him and be strong and you just can't. But I feel bad for her. I feel for her. And the dudes filming this, I'm sure, are just cracking up. Look at this. Pop, pop, pop. Oh, somebody's got to shut this down. And he's got like the tight shorts on too. That's like not helping anything. The outfit just wasn't helping there. So, guys, give me a full rep squat when you're gonna squat. Goodness gracious, that's embarrassing. All right, next up. Hold on. I don't even want to watch this clip. I can't even count how many plates are on that. I mean, we've got the side maxed out. The upper deck of the side maxed out. We've got the center upper deck maxed out. Then we've got vertical stacks on top. I mean, how many plates is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 over here, 9 over here, 18. I mean, this is insane. This is insane weight. It's beyond max of the machine itself. So, sorry, I had to pause that first off. This guy, yeah, I know where this is going. Get ready. Oh man, he's trying to channel his inner Ronnie Coleman right now. Is this a tricep press or a leg press? All right, the official range of motion there is 2 inches. This guy's all proud of himself for loading that up for 35 minutes to do those 3 2-inch reps. Oh my gosh, where do I begin? This is just absolutely ridiculous. This is textbook ego lifting. This guy spent, I don't know how much time gathering, I kid you not, probably every single 45-pound plate in the entire gym. I don't know what gym this is or how big it is, but that is a lot of weight to carry around and load on this machine. Not to mention the plates stacked up top. There's probably someone up there balancing those. Those were probably gonna tip over and land on his face during those reps. Leg presses have, handles that once you press the weight up, you unlock the handles so that it can come down on you and actually get you full range of motion. He never even unlocked the handles. I mean, he literally just pressed it, that's like back squatting and just standing it up off the hooks, but not ever taking a step out to do a squat. I mean, this is the most pointless thing ever. What a ridiculous set of decisions. There are risk reward like ratios with everything. So, and you take those calculated risks when you're pushing yourself to the max in weightlifting or anything for that matter. And this is clearly all risk and no reward. I mean, the injury list is pretty long here on what could happen if he hyperextended his knee. Not to mention his arms were getting in on that to assist. It wasn't even a true leg move, and the range of motion was so small that it just wasn't effective in any way, shape, or form. So this was all risk, no reward, not to mention a complete waste of time to load and unload all of those plates. What a hassle. What a jackass. All right, next up. Oh, stop. I can't go further. Okay, we've got a guy benching and the spotter is literally on the wrong side. He's going just straight straddle over the lifter. So that's not where you spot a bench press from. So where does this go? He's got a full grip on that bar. Can't imagine that's just a lift off. All right, assisted lift off. Oh, spotter stayed on it. One big assisted rep that doesn't count for either lifter. Okay, so let's wind this back. So clearly on the bench press, guys, you want to spot from behind. And this falls in the category of, is he a lifter or is he not the lifter? Because I can't tell who the lifter is. Was the guy on the bottom spotting the deadlifter that was up top or what? So you don't straddle the athlete in a bench press. I mean, that maybe is a stronger position. So clearly the bench press guy on the bottom looks like the bigger athlete than the guy spotting. And you shouldn't have someone spotting you if they can't legitimately spot the weight. So there are a ton of plates on this bar. I mean, this is hundreds and hundreds of pounds. So if the spotter can't deadlift that off of you and get it safely to the pins, then you need a different spotter or multiple spotters. And in this case, I would say multiple spotters. I personally wouldn't want to spot that much lift, that much load on a lifter by myself. I would want multiple spotters. In this case, I would want 3 spotters, one on each end of the bar and one behind. But this scenario is just ridiculous. Not to mention the spotter stays on the bar. So watch his grips. His grips are on the bar the entire time. Oh, he's got benches. Now I see. He has benches pulled in to position that he's standing on. The spotter does. He's not even on a platform. I was going to say, what is he even standing on? Now I see that. So yeah, spotter, check it out. He's got full grip the whole time. Look how much effort that spotter pulls. You can see his shoulder blades retract to pull that bar up and get it back on the hooks. Yeah, lifter's all proud too. That doesn't count for anything. Again, like risk reward, that's just silly. Bad technique all around. All right, next up, what do we got? Let's go. All right, come on. Oh, it's a dog pooping. Deadlift. This is what we literally call dog crap form. If you've ever seen a dog kind of squat and take a poop and their back is just rounded out, watch this again, you'll see that. So he's got a belt on. He's got lifting gloves. That's always a concern. So his setup was never correct. He never got to a correct deadlift setup in my position. You want to lock in your spine to a neutral position. He was in lumbar flexion the entire time. I never saw him anywhere else. And his hips shoot up. The bar doesn't really budge. I mean, it clears the ground maybe, and he gives up. Too little, too late. And he, got the tremor of truth going and everything. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. Where do you begin? This guy needs better friends. So instead of like cheering him on, they should be shutting him down and be like, dude, let it go, leave it on the ground. As a coach, that's what I would say to an athlete. If they started to pull and their form went that bad and the bar hadn't left the ground, it would just be cueing them to let go of the bar, to stop the lift. They're just going to get hurt. That's terrible technique. Get a coach, dude. Get a trainer. Your friends are not your trainers most of the time, guys. They don't know what they're doing. All right, next up. Let's see what we got. Okay, big old back squat.
Okay, let me get a thumbs up, buddy.
I don't know what happened. He didn't even squat yet. Something happened. So, bunch of weight, hundreds and hundreds of pounds. I mean, we're probably at 600 plus pounds. We've got spotters on the end of the bar. We are not in a safety cage. We're just on like indie stands here. But this guy's clearly like a power lifter with the gear he's got. He's got his singlet on, a big belt, knee wraps. Ooh, I can't tell what happens here, guys. Sorry, this is bad commentary. His left knee gives out. His left, something happens on his left leg, and then he just buckles. Spotters, of course, can't catch that much weight, and he's in a stretcher getting toted out of the gym. I don't know what to comment on this one, guys. This is tricky. So first of all, in training sessions, like most of the time, when you're testing big loads like this in a powerlifting scenario, I would highly recommend being in a safety cage of some kind where you have pins and or straps to save the bar from ever making it to the ground so that it cannot crush you. Like if you fall forward or if you fall back. I mean, in this case, the bar kind of went right back behind him, which was good. I mean, that was best result, right? The bar didn't have an impact on an injury. It cleared everyone, thankfully, like including the spotters. But technically that bar is not supposed to make it to the ground. The only time you're gonna have that scenario is in competition where you don't have pins or something underneath you, but you have a dozen spotters on a load like that. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Hopefully he's okay. I mean, he's going out on a stretcher, so clearly he's not okay, but his left leg is being treated here, which is what it looked like. His left leg gave out. So he's giving the thumbs up there at the end. So hopefully he's all right. Get a safety cage, dude. I know you've got one in one of those gyms nearby. All right.
100 pounds over body weight. Here we go.
Okay, let's see it. Lifting gloves. We got knee sleeves on bench press day. That's a concern. Okay, don't know. The 100 pounds over body weight, that's kind of irrelevant. Like, we would typically want to talk about that in percentages. He's got a trainer spotting him. That's clearly like a professional. He's in like a polo tee, and he's kind of got the trainer look. He's doing a proper, two-hand lift off. He's in position as a spotter. The athlete's the one I'm concerned about for sure. He's talking to the camera as he's getting prepared for his lift. So that means his focus is not quite where I'd want it to be, especially if it's maybe a record, which I would assume this is. I'm gonna play this one more time. 100 pounds over body weight. Got it.
Over body weight. Here we go.
So yeah, so it's like setup isn't great for a bencher. It's kind of just an average bench press setup. It's nothing particular like a proficient powerlifter would be doing. Spotter's still on the bar. He's under the bar. I don't know what happened. So he's got a controlled negative. It's not like it crashed down on him. Maybe he's got a little pec strain. The freak out is kind of funny. I don't know if that was just something literally went wrong, and so he reacted. Like, the safety bars are there, so it wasn't ever going to crush him. Like, this trainer, I think, has all this stuff set up correctly. So kudos to the trainer, actually being there to spot immediate save. It never crashed on him. He stayed close. His fingers were under the bar the whole time. I don't know what happened to the athlete though, but he freaked out for sure, audibly there on whatever happened. I mean, he made it controlled all the way down to his chest and never even applied a press, it didn't look like. So didn't make 100 pounds over body weight. Next up. Okay, this is surveillance footage. Homeboy threw the dumbbells down. Not supposed to throw the dumbbells down. Set them down. He's walking away. Zoomed in on the dumbbells that are still on the floor. Oh, he's got his bag. He's got his glasses on. He's out. Oh, he got caught. Put your crap away, dude. Oh no, he faked him out. Okay, so get that guy out of my gym. I mean, that is piss poor etiquette. I mean, put your toys away, kids. But the fake out is terrible. I mean, you got busted, told to put your weights away, and he acted like he was going to, And this is hard. I've had this conversation 1,000 times in like all the gyms in. I mean, I've been the guy in the red shirt where it's like, hey, please put your gear away. And you feel like a jerk saying that, but it's like anyone whining, you're like the hallway monitor trying to enforce the rules. It like sucks, but you've got to call people out on stuff like that to set the stage and hold the standard. But if somebody did this in my gym, like intentionally leaving crap around like that, like everybody accidentally leaves, a band out or something now and then. Like it's gonna happen, of course, but this is as deliberate. I mean, look at this. He puts his bag on the bench and then just packs it up. Yeah, that would be immediate revocation. Is that a word? Yeah, I would revoke his membership in a heartbeat over that. No questions asked. I just don't need that in my gym. All right, next up, bench press. Good pause. Uh-oh, he's stuck. He had a good leg drive there. He's staying pretty calm. He's not panicking. Most people panic quicker than this. He's got collars on the bar, so he can't do a side dump. He could do the side tilt, but not the side dump. So, yeah, there you go. There we go. That was pretty good. Yeah, roll it down. Oh, Florida State shirt. That's why that went wrong. Rolling it down the thigh, I wouldn't, ooh. Wow, I was so happy. I was so happy with this fail until the end. Then he kind of wussed out, to be honest with you. All right, let's play this back. So he's got wrist wraps on. He's got a pretty aggressive bench position, right? So he is, kind of mentioned earlier, kind of an average bench position. So he's clearly got good retraction of the shoulder blades, big low back arch, legs are wide. He's really driving hard with his legs. He's got a lot of good stuff going on here. He's got clips on the bar. He does have safety clips. So he can't slide the weights off when he gets stuck. No spotter though, so typically what I do, I don't know if I'd recommend this publicly, but when I'm lifting without a spotter, I don't put collars on so that when I tilt the bar sideways, the weights will slide off one side and then I have a very easy escape off the other side. Once you've done it a time or two, like in practice, it's really easy to perform, to bail out of that. I mean, that's only a safety net from staying stuck for too long and having to go through the steps that he does where you just roll it down. So he does a pause like a competition and then goes to press. Doesn't quite get it. He gets stuck pretty low. But you can see he's pretty calm here. He knows he's not in like major trouble. So he does the right thing. He's got a big challenging sit up ahead right now. So he's going through those motions. He realizes collars are on. So he doesn't even go for the side tilt, which is impressive because that's pretty tempting to do. So he does a good job, sit up. But then right here, I don't understand. He's got a full like purchase on his grip on the bar. He could just stand up. I would have just stood up and set the bar on the ground. I would not have continued to roll it down my thighs very far, if at all. I mean, certainly this guy's strong enough to deadlift this weight. I mean, this is only 245 or so. Yeah, so certainly he could deadlift this up and set it on the bench, but why he rolls it all the way and risks his kneecaps and then, oof, that makes me jump. Just the way it's gonna roll off the kneecap, that would, riskiest part of that was the kneecap roll. Next up, GHD, again, surveillance footage, had, classic. So, somersault practice for time, maybe. So she's on a GHD, she's about to do, hip extensions or back extensions, not the same thing, folks. So she's got her left foot in, I'm pausing right here. She has her left foot in between the rollers. So like, this is perfect. This is how you should set this up. But her right foot clears over the roller instead of going in between. And somehow she feels like that's the right move and takes her left foot out, which is saving her, and puts it on top like the other one. And then the moment she tilts forward, just dunzo. Oof, pretty bad like head neck crash actually. So like right there, can you guys see that? She's in a bad way. Like she's all twisted. Yeah, not ideal. So what not to do, guys? Keep it in your lane. Keep it between the rollers. Hope she's all right. She looks embarrassed at the end, but not necessarily hurt, so that's good. She rolled with it. Looks like we're going for a Zercher squat. I don't see this from racks all that much. From the versions that I see this, a lot of people will deadlift it from the floor and then get set on the legs. Ooh, this looks heavy for this guy. That was a heavy walkout. Below parallel and all the way below parallel. Okay, he's not hurt. He just fell backwards, I think. I don't think he's hurt. He's okay, he looks fine. All right, let's take that back. So a Zercher squat is really tough on the midline and then beats your arms to death. You're basically gonna put it right in the crook of your elbow, right in that elbow pit, and you're trying to support that load in front of you while you pass through a full squat and stand it back up. So really tough on the midline and back to stay upright. Oh, this walkout just looks so heavy for him. The indie stands are a concern for me here too. Yeah, he just gets a little far back and there's just no saving it. When that much weight is like kind of in your gut at that point, it's just gonna push you back. Let's see if we can find this breaking point. So like right here, he already looks like he's done for, and then just one, yeah, he goes a little bit soft and just loses it. I think so when he comes down, yeah, that's what he's doing. He's resting the bar on his thighs instead of keeping the load like exclusive to his arms. So I think the rack maybe misled him on this. So sometimes you can deadlift a bar up in a Zercher squat, you deadlift it and you set it on your legs. So like you deadlift it and then squat under it and the bar is sitting on your legs and you feed your arms through your legs to get a purchase on the bar in that elbow pit, and then you try to stand it up. So he came down out of racks, so he wasn't sure where that low position was. And when he sets the bar on his legs, it changes everything. It changes where the force and energy is, and it puts him obviously back on his butt. But a bar, okay, so that ends up sitting like right on his stomach, and thankfully the height of the bumper plates is, so diameter plate is about 18 inches, so the bar sits about 9 inches off the ground. So most grown men, unless you've got a big belly, can lay down. If you're lean at all, you can lay down and your stomach is well under that 9-inch clearance of the bar, and that looks like that happened to him, and he was able to actually roll it over his his rib cage and head and exit fine. Zercher squat, gone wrong. Those indie stands too could have been a problem, because if that had gone forward and clipped the edge, because he didn't walk out far at all off those indie stands, and this is why I have all my athletes clear their drop area all the time, because if a bar ever hits the ground and hits the corner of an object, whether it's a plate laying on the ground or in this case those indie stands, it would have hit the stand and then basically rocketed the bar back into his shins. So it would have been like, he maybe would have had a safe drop, but then it would have rebounded right back into him, and then that would have busted his shins, and that would not have gone well. So clear your drop area, folks. All right, guys, that is it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed some of those gym fail reviews. Hopefully you maybe learned a thing or two about safety and spotting and staying within your limits and risk reward. And we'll catch you on the next one.